Hello, family, and welcome to another episode of the Let's Talk About It podcast. For all those that are watching me for the very first time, I welcome you all to this beautiful channel. My name is Deborah Kasiba, and I am your host. All right, so today I just want to dive into the episode. All right, so let us go ahead and dive in. Let's talk about it, shall we? Yeah, let us talk about it. And what we are talking about today is goodbyes. And saying goodbye is difficult on its own. Whether it's with people, whether it's with things, situations, events, the past, saying goodbye alone in general is difficult. But unfortunately, there are times in life where you're going to have to say goodbye. There are times in life, there are events, there are circumstances, there are situations, there are people even that you will have to say goodbye to. In order for you to move on to something new, you're going to have to say goodbye. There's one thing that just came to me throughout the week as I was searching for a topic. I was wondering which topic should I do this week. And the one thing that just came to my mind is that the ending is the beginning. Where there is a full stop is where there's a fresh start, is where there's a new start. So it's like when you're writing a sentence, when you're writing an essay, after every sentence, in order for you to start a new sentence, you have to put a full stop on the previous one. You have to put a complete ending on the previous one, and then you'll be able to start afresh. You'll be able to start a new sentence. So it is the same way with life. You have to say goodbye to some things. You have to say goodbye to some people. You have to say goodbye to certain events. You have to say goodbye in order for you to start the new beginning. I was reading a verse throughout the week that's in the book of Isaiah, chapter 43, verse 18 to 19. And it says, "Remember not the former things. Do not dwell on past events. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? I will make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert." Don't think of former things. Let go of the things of old and be in the present moment. So you have to be in the present moment in order for you to perceive what God is doing, in order for you to see that this season is actually a blessing for me, in order for you to see that these people are actually destiny helpers in my life, in order for you to see that this relationship is actually for my good, in order for you to see that there is a blessing in this, that this career is the beginning of something great. In order for you to perceive that, you have to be in the present moment. You have to say goodbye to the past. You have to say goodbye to the former things. You have to say goodbye to what was. You have to say goodbye to the past events. And the problem that many of us are going through, the problem that we are facing is that we are living in the past, but yet we are in the present. You are still living and dwelling on what was. There is a reason why this verse says that do not dwell on past events, which means we are, which means we've been. We're dwelling on past events. What happened years ago, what they did to me, what I experienced, what I went through. We're dwelling on the past. You are living in the past. And instead of you moving forward, you're going backward because you are still living in the past. The reason why things are not working out in your family, the reason why things are not working out in your relationship, the reason why you think your current situation is a problem, the reason why you think the present is a problem, what you're facing in the present is a problem, is because you're still dwelling in the what was, instead of dwelling in the what is right now and trusting that God will make a way, and trusting God and trust in God through it all. It says that I will make a river in the desert, which means that you will all know. We know about the desert. There is no river in the desert. It said, I will make a river in the desert, which means I will make a way where there was no way. But just be in the present and I will fix a situation for you. You gotta trust me. Stay out of the past. It's not gonna help you much. Be back in the present time and trust that high God can do it for you. Trust that high God can make a way where there is no way. Trust that high God can bring life to this dead situation, to this dead marriage. I can bring life. I can resurrect your career. I can resurrect where there is no life. Trust that I, God, can do that for you. And let go of the former things. And the problem many of the times is we are bringing the past into the present so much that we are the one that are actually destroying that present moment. Maybe this season is a season that God is really going to elevate you. It's a season where God is really doing something new and is already doing it, but you are unable to see that because you're still living in the past. And God is a God of timing. He does things in His own time. And when He says this season is the season, which means this season is the season, He's going to do it. It's going to work. He's going to move in the season. And there is nothing we can do to stop that. He doesn't do it when we are ready. He does it in His own time. The time that He thinks is best. For He said, I know the plans that I have for you, to prosper you and not to fail you. So this season is already doing something. It's the season for you, but you're going to miss out on it. Why? Because you're still living in the what was. This season is a season of healing for you. God said, I'm bringing a healing your way. I'm bringing change your way. As long as we are still holding on to the past pain, the past hurt, the people that hurt us in the past events that caused us pain and such, you will never be able to move on. You won't be able to see the new things that God is bringing in your life. And you will spend years and years wondering why you're not moving forward, wondering why you are in the same place that you were years ago. The problem is not God, and you will start blaming God. You start blaming God. God is seeing me in this situation. Why isn't God moving in my life? God knew 1, 2, 3. Why didn't He stop it? You begin to blame God while the problem is you. While the problem is that you are still holding on to the past. You are still living in the past, and He already commanded you. He said, get out of the past and perceive what I'm doing in your life right now. We got to say goodbye. To what? The past. To what? The pain. To what? The people that hurt us. Say goodbye. To what? The situation, that event that you still have deep down. You can say, oh, it's already gone, I'm ready now, but deep down, you're still holding on. Deep down, it's still there in your heart. You gotta free yourself from it completely. I was reading the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, and God told Lot and his family to flee. He said, keep running and don't look back because I am destroying Sodom and Gomorrah. And they were running and running and running. And Lot's wife decided to look back. She decided to turn around and look at the past. She decided to turn around and look at what was behind her. She wanted to see. There was that longing. There was that thing that was still deep inside of her heart that she didn't say goodbye to. So, and I can imagine the angel probably prepared them, told them, hey, say your goodbyes now because you ain't looking back. You can't look back. And she never said goodbye. So she turned around and looked back. And she turned into salt. And that is to tell us what? That when you look back, as long as you're looking backward, you will not progress in life. You gotta look ahead, keep going forward and trust that God is really coming through. Keep going forward and trust that God is bringing something new, and perceive what He's already doing and trust Him in what He isn't doing yet. So we got to look forward and forward only. Do not look back. Say goodbye. Goodbye is closure. Goodbye is, it's not in a bad way. It's making peace with a situation. It's a goodbye. It's not a bad bye. It's a goodbye. It's a conclusion. I'm concluding what was. I'm making closure on what was and perceiving what is and embracing what is right now. So say goodbye to the pain. Say goodbye to the ex. Say goodbye to the longing. Say goodbye to the past. Say goodbye to those that hurt you. Say goodbye to whatever it is, whatever event that traumatized you. Say goodbye to the old wounds. Say goodbye to it all. Otherwise, you will bleed on what is. Otherwise, you will bleed on those that did not hurt you. Otherwise, you will bleed on your own blessing. So it's time to say goodbye. Goodbye is very important. You know what you need to say goodbye to. You know the loose ends that you need to tie up. You know the people that you need to say goodbye to. You know yourself. Deep down, you know. So say goodbye to them. Because living in the past is only going to depress you. The future is going to make you anxious. That's why God said, don't worry about tomorrow. Focus on today. Tomorrow has its own blessings and its own worries. It will worry about itself. Focus on today and perceive the blessings of today. Because the future will make you anxious. The past will literally depress you. That's what it is. The present is the only thing that will give you peace. The present is the only thing that will make you fulfilled. It is the present moment. So focus on today. Get out of the past and stay out of the future. Just write a letter if you have to. You know what? Problems, situations, it's time for closure because I need closure. So goodbye. It was nice knowing you. It was good experiencing you. It was good that I encountered you. Thank you for the pain. Thank you for the lesson. Thank you for it all. But now, goodbye. And begin to trust God. Begin to focus on God in this season. Begin to trust God in this situation. Begin to trust God in that marriage. Begin to trust God in that relationship. Begin to trust God in that career. Begin to trust God in that ministry. Begin to trust that He got it covered. And whatever is missing, He will add on to it. He will create a river in the deserts. And that desert is what you're going through right now. God will make a way. So begin to dwell now in the present and begin to call upon God. He told Jeremiah, you will call upon me and I will answer you and I will tell you of great and unsearchable things, things that you can never do on your own. I will tell you of the success of that marriage. I will tell you of the success of that career. I will tell you of these great things in that relationship. I will tell you of these great things with those people. I will tell you what to do. I will instruct you on where to go. I will tell you. But you have to be in the present moment to call upon God. Be here. Be present so you can be in His presence. Yeah. It's time we call upon God, and you can only do that in the present, not the past. It's gone. It's already past. The future hasn't come yet. So focus on the present moment. Let us start calling on God. Let us start trusting that God has us covered. Yeah. All right. And that is all that I wanted to share with you guys for today. I pray that this blesses you. I pray that this is an awakening call for many of us. May God help us. May God strengthen you. May God give you discernment. May He give you the wisdom to know and clarify the areas in your life that you need to say goodbye to. Yeah. May He give you the strength to say goodbye because it's going to take a lot out of you. Believe me, I know. I really know. It's going to take a lot out of you, but may God be with you through it all. And may He give you the strength to do that because it's needed. And remember, the ending is the beginning. So you are actually gaining and not losing. Yeah. All right. I will see you all on the next episode. May God bless you abundantly. Bye-bye.